Greetings, family. It's Empress D in nature. I hope everybody is well. Such a beautiful day. It's so hot now where I'm at. So I'm soaking up the sun, family. And, trust me, if you can tolerate it, you should be out there in the sun, family. So this is what's up. I wanted to talk about choosing a mate. Yeah, choosing a mate. Sorry, there's a pool right here in nature. So where I come, it's El Dorado Park. And they have one of the only outdoor pools in town. And they opened up a couple days ago. So I'm in the area that has the pool. So sorry about the maintenance girls driving their golf cart, I think, thing around. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is choosing a mate. Now, I know that there's controversy out there saying that if you're not married, you should not be giving marriage advice, or if you're not in a relationship, you shouldn't be giving relationship advice. And you know what? There might be some merit to that. However, sorry, something bit me and I had to react. It's just natural. However, I there is merit to that. However, I do have a unique perspective in that I have experience, right? I've had long-term relationships. I've been married for over a decade. So I do have experience, and I also have clinical experience because I did counsel. Not often, but I did for relationships, right? And so I do have insight, as a good insight in with respect to relationships. And the other thing about me is I'm such an observer. I like to observe people's relationships, so I do that as well. So I have a lot of data to draw from. And so I am going to stand and offer some advice, despite the fact that I'm the first person to tell you, be wary of the advice you get from somebody who does not have the results you want, right? So I do acknowledge that from that perspective, you might want to take my, be mindful, or take my perspective with a grain of salt, or be, overly critical of my perspective before you accept it. So, relationships require two people who are willing to try their best not to upset or trigger their partner. That's essentially it. And how each individual lives their life without triggering their partner is by self-examining, okay? Saying, okay, what they're saying, I'm triggered. They get upset every time I do this. Let me look at me doing this. Is this thing that I'm doing, can I see how it can upset my partner? You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to go through every little step, because we're big people, right? So we should be able to go through whatever scenario in our brain and kind of walk through it and say, okay, what part did I play in this? And does my partner have a right to be upset? Or you get what I'm saying, right? So the other thing is, you can look at it from the perspective is, okay, they're upset by this behavior. Does this behavior benefit the relationship, or does this behavior not benefit the relationship, right? And sometimes when our partner is upset about something, it's not on you, right? Sometimes it's the partner that has to look at themselves and say, okay, wait, why am I upset when he or she does this, right? So you get me? The exercise is not only done by just one person. And so that's why I say a successful relationship requires two people who are willing to look at their behavior, see how their behavior could negatively affect their partner or the relationship, and adjust that behavior accordingly, or address in their partner, listen, this is a you problem. You need to work through whatever it is you need to work through in order for this relationship to survive, because there's nothing I can do, right? And that's why I say a healthy, successful relationship requires two people who are willing to examine their behavior and adjust it accordingly within the parameters of themselves and their well-being and their personal morals and values, and within the parameters of the relationship. Okay, so simple. And yet here we are. For me, so many years single. And I will tell you, it's because not a lot of people are willing to do that. At least that's what I see in my experience. But the alternative as well is, which confirms my perspective, is that the relationships that I see that are thriving involve people who have those qualities, right? So it's no coincidence, family. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to listen to this message, family. I hope you are out and soaking up these cosmic rays of sunshine that we are being blessed with. Ooh, something want to land on me, man. These things, they just love me. Anyway, I hope you're soaking up the cosmic rays that we are getting from the sun. And I hope that you're taking a moment for yourself, family. We all have to be able to develop that ability. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. I love and I value each and every one of you, family. One love.